We are back on midday now with our weekly installment of News to You. An unusual feat for one of the best female golfers of all time. Perhaps the fieriest speech ever delivered at City Hall. And the changing faces of Chuck Schumer. Dave McKinley looks back on when those stories and more were all news to you.
10 years ago this week, when the state was contemplating a law requiring bowling alleys to post signs warning kegglers not to wear their bowling shoes outside, true story, Twitter was introducing two-factor authentication, and we were getting yoga tips from CJ Spiller.
Guys, if you do yoga, get the black mat. Don't come in there with the pink. Even though it might get you some looks from the girls, don't go in there with the pink.
And U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was in his third term as a senator from New York this week in 2013. 20 years ago this week, Annika Sorenstam was burning up the course on the LPGA Tour and ready for a new challenge.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, I'm doing this to test myself. I do know that there are some players that disapprove of me being here.
This week's News to You pop quiz: what did Annika Sorenstam do that hadn't been done by any other female golfer in 58 years prior to this week in 2003? Remember, this was back when Ruben Studdard bested Clay Aiken to win the second season of American Idol, and when a new state law went into effect allowing liquor stores to open on Sundays.
I think it's wonderful.
And when there was a special premiere in Buffalo of the movie Bruce Almighty, which starred Jim Carrey in the role of a TV reporter from the Queen City granted special powers by God. It was also a film for which Carrey never came to Buffalo, and all the scenes depicting him being here were generated through special effects. Oh, and U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was in his second term as a senator from New York this week in 2003. 30 years ago this week, when there were no armed guards blocking the entrance of the mayor's office at City Hall, the city's former parks director, Bob Delano, was sentenced to federal prison on corruption charges. Things got really fiery in the chambers, though, when Buffalo Common Council member James Pitts burned a copy of the Buffalo News in protest of a story involving a survey of what folks really thought about their council members.
He is lazy. She's a lightweight. He's smart but shallow.
Who in any survey said that I was lazy?
It seemed to me that it was very objective.
And you might think so, too, if you were young Brian Higgins here and you were rated the best of the city lawmakers at the time. Interestingly enough, Pitts was also graded near the top, with respondents calling him bright and articulate, while also noting that he could be petty and vindictive. We were also in the throes of Hairgate, the infamous Bill Clinton haircut aboard Air Force One while it sat on a tarmac at LAX, resulting in the runways being closed and travelers being inconvenienced for 2 hours.
He ought to be more concerned about trimming the deficit than his own hair.
But more people, it seemed, were interested in the First Lady's hair, as evident by stylists who reported a sharp increase in women seeking to have hair like Hillary's. Oh, and U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was in his 7th term as a U.S. congressman from New York.
Jesus. I hate it when there's no place to put your paper down.
This week in 1993 when, wait a minute, hold on now.
Does it still bug you if you don't have a place to put your papers when you go up to the podium?
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
See there, some things have not changed since the days when it was all news to you.
Thank you, Dave. Now here is the answer.
Wait,
this week's News to You pop
Do you think you know it?
I don't think I would have gotten it, no.
She played in the men's tour, right?
I think you are correct. Yeah. So let's read the answer. This is about Annika Sorenstam. 20 years ago this week, she became the first woman in over a half-century to enter a PGA Tour event with 113 men at the Bank of America Colonial Tournament. So after 2 rounds, she failed to make the cut, though. But she won an incredible 90 ladies tournaments in her Hall of Fame career, becoming the winningest female golfer of all time. So you got it right this week, Patrick. I don't think I would have gotten it right necessarily.
Yeah, I've been on a slump on these quizzes, so
yeah,
it's good to get that
you
one.
needed a gold star.
Good for her. That was awesome.
Yeah.